Today we will discuss about the concept OOPS. OOPS means Object Oriented Programming System. Once again, OOPS means Object Oriented Programming System. Now, I ask you a simple question. What is C? Everybody knows. C is a programming language. What is C++? C++ is also a programming language. What is Java? Java is also a programming language. Then, what is OOPS? It is a language? No. It is not a language. It is not a software. It is not a hardware. It is the concept. OOPS is a concept. For example, comedy, horror. What are these? These are concepts. By using these concepts, some producers or directors made movies. In the similar way, OOPS is also a concept. By using this concept, some languages were developed. Such type of languages are called object-oriented programming languages. In the simple manner, if any language satisfies OOPS concepts, then such language is called object-oriented programming language. For example, C++, Java, C#.NET, and so on, etc. Can we say C is object-oriented programming language? No. Why? C does not support OOPS concepts. Can we say C++ is object-oriented programming language? Yes, obviously. Why? Because C++ supports OOPS concepts. Java supports OOPS concepts. C#.NET supports OOPS concepts. That's why we are calling C++, Java, C#.NET, all are considered object-oriented programming languages. Finally, I am giving conclusion here. OOPS. OOPS means object-oriented programming system. It is not a language. It is a concept. By using this concept, some languages are developed. Such type of languages are called object-oriented programming languages. For example, C++, Java, C#.NET, and so on, etc. All supports OOPS concepts. So, these languages are called object-oriented programming languages. Then, one question mark in our mind. What are the OOPS concepts? So, the following are the OOPS concepts. First one, object and class. Second one, encapsulation. Third one, abstraction. Fourth one, inheritance. Fifth one, dynamic polymorphism. Sixth one, dynamic binding. Seventh one, message passing. So, these are the OOPS concepts. Now we will discuss about this one by one. First one, object and class. What is object? Object is anything which has physical existence. For example, this marker is object. This duster is object. Me, object. You, object. Why? This marker has physical existence. How we can say this marker has physical existence? Simple. This marker is visible, and we can touch this marker. If anything that is visible and touchable, that is nothing but that should contain physical existence. That's it. That means, once again I am saying, object is anything which has physical existence. Right? Okay, fine. So, I am giving some other example. This page, object, fan, object. Everything is object. Why? Because These are visible and we can touch these things. And one more thing, in this world, every object contains properties and every object performs actions. For example, listen here. This is duster. This duster is nothing but object. It contains some properties like height, width, color, all comes under properties. And by using this duster, we can perform action. Example, we rough the road. This is nothing but action. And another example, marker. It is an object. This object contains properties and this object performs actions. What are the properties? This marker, height, width, color, everything that comes under properties. And this marker performs actions. What are those? Writing on the board. Right? I am giving another example, last example. It's very simple example. I am taking from real world. That is some Raju. Raju is object. This object contains some properties. Raju is object. Some other anything name, any name, properties. And Raju performs actions. What are the properties? Name, height, color, and so on, etc. These are our properties. What are the actions? Eating, sleeping, walking, and so on, etc. These are the actions. So, final conclusion. Every object contains properties and every object performs actions. These properties are technically called as variables and actions are technically called as functions. That means every object contains variables and every object performs or every object perform functioning means working and doing some action. Okay, now come to class. I already said object has physical existence. Now I am saying class does not contain physical existence. Class, how we can represent class? We can represent class by using object of that class. This means all well-defined objects belongs to same group is called class. For example, I am giving one simple example. Listen. There are four persons. There are four. Ramesh, Suresh, Naresh, Tommy. Suresh, Ramesh, Naresh are the human beings. Tommy is a dog. We cannot say those four belongs to same group. Why? Because Naresh, Suresh, Ramesh are the human beings. Tommy is dog. So, in this example, we can say Naresh, Suresh, Ramesh belongs to same group. Which group? Human being class. Tommy belongs to dog class. So, clear? What is class? Set of well-defined objects belongs to same group is called class. Another definition for the class. Combining variables and functions into single unit is called class. For example, in co-education college, in a classroom, there are some girls, there are some boys. For example, consider girls as variables, boys as function. Class contains what? Girls and boys. In technical terminology, class contains what? Variables and functions. So that is another definition of class. Now I am comparing object and class. Object, it contains physical existence. It performs some actions and it contains some properties. Class, it does not contain physical existence. How we can represent class? By using object of the class. That means every class contains objects. What is the definition of class? Set of well-defined objects belongs to same group is called class, or set of well-defined objects belongs to same group is called class, or it is a way to combine variables and functions into single unit. I am giving last example for your clear understandability. That is Mahesh Babu, Junior NTR, Pavan Kalyan. They are objects. They are objects. Belongs to which class? Hero class. Can you show me hero? No, it is not possible to show hero. By showing Mahesh Babu, he is a hero. By showing Pavan Kalyan, he is a hero. We can say Sachin Tendulkar as hero? No. Why? Because he is not a film actor. He is a cricketer. Sachin Tendulkar, Dhoni, Kohli, those belongs to cricketer class. Right? Clear? Okay? This is about object and class. Another example, last example I am giving. These students. Can you show me student? Yeah. You are all under student class. So student is a class. You are belongs to that student class. Now give me answer for the simple question. Class contains how many number of objects? Any number of objects. In this world, only you are the student? No, there are so many students. In this, from this example, we can say a single class contains any number of objects. Clear? That's it. This is about object and class. So that's it. And also we can say instance of the class is called object. That means the representative of the class, or we can say what is class? What is object? It is the representative of the class. How to represent a class? By using the class object. That's it. This is about object and class. Next, encapsulation. Encapsulation means wrapping of data and functions is called encapsulation. Wait 1 minute. What I am saying? Encapsulation means wrapping of data and functions into single unit. Go to flashback. What is class? I am saying there, class is nothing but binding or combining variables and functions into single class, single unit. That is class. Here what I am saying? Wrapping. Wrapping means also binding. Binding of variables and functions into single unit is called encapsulation. So same here, definition. So what is the conclusion? Encapsulation is implemented by using class concept. How to implement encapsulation? By using class concept. What is the example for encapsulation? Classes. That's it. This is about encapsulation. Next, abstraction. What is abstraction? Okay, fine. First of all, I am giving a simple example. So, a person wants to drive the car. Can you tell me answer for the single question? That person should aware of the background details of car, like the car engine is made with which metal, the car tires are made with which thing, that car doors are made with which metal. Is it necessary to know those things? No. That person just simply know how to drive the car. That's enough. That means conclusion is a car driver need not to know about background details of the car, like how to make the car, how to make the doors of the car, how to make steering. These are all unnecessary things. I am saying those things are not unnecessary. Those things are not necessary for the driver. Then what should he know? He need to know how to drive the car. This means hiding unnecessary data from the user is called abstraction. What is abstraction? Hiding unnecessary data from the user is called abstraction. For example, I am giving simple example in your life. Suppose you are going to college, some Dasara or Ugadi came, your college declared holidays, you go to your home and you are doing so many things in your house. and college is reopened and you came back to college. You chit chat with your friends. You tell everything what happens in your house in festival. No, you think once. There is any necessity to tell that thing what happens in my house? No, there is no necessity. You decide what to say, what not to say to your friend. That means you are hiding some data that is important to yourself, but it is not important to your friend. You are hiding something that is nothing but abstraction. Abstraction. So, final conclusion, abstraction means without knowing background details of data, we can get the results. How? By performing actions. I correlate with this statement with one example, which is what I said previously. Car driver drives the car without knowing background details. Driving means it is property or action. Action. Car driver get the result. What is that result? He moves from one location to another location. Tell me, that driver is moving from one location to another location? Yes. Why? How? He performing some action. What is that action? He drive the car. That is the action. So, in the same way, abstraction means without knowing background details of data, we can get the results. How? By performing actions. That's it. We can see more detailed later, one by one, with programmatic example. That is nothing but abstraction. So, next one, inheritance. What is inheritance? Inheritance means acquiring properties from one entity to another entity. What is meant by acquiring? Getting properties from one entity to another entity. That means one object to another object. For example, creating a new class from already existing class is called inheritance. We are following this inheritance in our real life from our forefathers. Once I tell about inheritance, then you can clearly understand about inheritance. What is inheritance? Creating a new class from already existing class. Already existing class is called superclass. Already existing class is called superclass. Newly created class is called subclass. Give the answer for one simple question. You are creating from your father, or your father is creating from you? No. This is not Jambalakade Pamba. You are creating from your father. Your father is nothing but superclass. Your subclass. So already existing class and your father. Your father is superclass and you is subclass. What is the advantage of inheritance? For example, if you want to start a business, then what you need? You need investment. Your father is very rich, but you don't want to take money from your father. You want to start your business with own your investment. Then what you should do? First of all, you need to earn the money. How? By driving auto at night times, by delivering milk at early mornings, and so on, etc. After a long time, you gain the money as investment, and you spend that money as an investment for your business. It takes less time or more time? It takes more time. For example, simply your father is rich, you are taking money from your father. Okay, fine. Then you start business. Then you will get easy profits and easy growth. Yes, am I right? No. In these two examples, in which example we are using inheritance? Second example. You are taking money from your father as investment and invest that money in your business. Then your business will be grow very easily. In real life, so many examples. Heroes, Ram Charan Tej, and so on, etc. Politicians, Lokesh Babu, and so on, etc. So they are using their father's background, their father's image. This is nothing but inheritance. Not only Lokesh Babu and some so and so, everybody get get property from his parents. Their parents get properties from their parents. Like this, inheritance is implemented. I am giving one technical example. Suppose there are three persons, A, B, C. I am giving suppose client or user. User requirement is assigning his task to those three persons. He assigns the work for A, do addition. He assigns the task to B. What is the task? Do addition and subtraction. He assigns the task to C, do addition, subtraction, multiplication. A, B, C does not want to use inheritance. Then why they are developing their logic? A should write a class and one method. In that method, he should write the logic of addition. For this, how much amount of time he takes? For example, 5 minutes, or 10 minutes, or 5 minutes, or half an hour, whatever it may be. Sometime we should take one time 5 minutes. Next, B. B wants to perform. There is no relationship between A and B. So B should create a class. In that class, he should write addition logic and subtraction logic. For this, he takes 10 minutes. Why? Because he should take he will take for 5 minutes for addition logic, 5 minutes for subtraction logic. Total 10 minutes. C need to write addition logic, subtraction logic, multiplication logic. For doing this, how much amount of time he should take? He should take for addition 5 minutes, for subtraction 5 minutes, and for multiplication 5 minutes. Finally, A takes 5 minutes for doing addition, B takes 10 minutes for doing addition and subtraction, C takes 15 minutes for doing addition, subtraction, multiplication. So, for giving user, how much amount of time they combinedly taken? Half an hour, 5 minutes, 10 minutes, 15 minutes, totally 30 minutes. Why? Because they are not interested to implement inheritance. Suppose they wants to implement inheritance. Then what happens? A is writing a class. In that class, he is doing addition. B need to write only subtraction. B says, hey, I want to become a subclass for your class. So you are getting properties from your father or not? Then A is superclass, B is subclass. So B also getting properties from A. So there is no need of writing addition logic. B getting addition logic from its parent, from its superclass A. And C is thinking very wisely. He thinks once, I want to become subclass for A or B. If he wants to subclass for A, then only he get addition. Then what happens? You need to write subtraction and multiplication. So he think wisely and here B, I want to become subclass for you. So C becomes subclass for B. A superclass, B subclass for A. B superclass for C. C is subclass for B. So A need to write only addition. B need to write subtraction only. Then what about addition? He get addition logic from its superclass A. C need to write only multiplication. What about the addition and subtraction? He get addition and subtraction from his parent B. So how much amount of time now? Totally A only addition 5 minutes, B only subtraction 5 minutes, C only multiplication. 5 minutes. Totally 15 minutes. How much amount of time is reduced? Half of the time is reduced. So in these two examples, which one is better? Implementing inheritance or not implementing inheritance? Obviously implementing inheritance. So the main advantage of inheritance is code reusability. What is the advantage of inheritance? Code reusability. That is the advantage of inheritance. So okay, fine. There are 5 types of inheritance. First one, simple inheritance. Second one, multi-level inheritance. Third one, multiple inheritance. Fourth one, hierarchical inheritance. Fifth one, hybrid inheritance. Just today we will discuss only these 5 things, and next class we will discuss polymorphism, dynamic binding and message passing. So just few minutes. First one, simple inheritance. In simple inheritance, only one subclass is created from only one superclass. That is, for example, father, son. Son extends father properties or father extends son properties. Your father constructing a building. You are getting a building from your father and you are doing your job. After your education is completed, after you getting a job, whatever it may, you are also constructing a building. Now you can say, who extends whose properties? Right. Son always extends father properties. That means subclass extends superclass properties. So here father is superclass and son is subclass. Suppose father has P1 property, son has P1 plus P2. P1 is coming inherited from its father his father, and P2 is its own property. Okay. Here how many number of superclasses we are having? Only one. Here how many number of subclasses we are having? Only one. That means simple inheritance means creating only one subclass from only one superclass. Next, A, B. Right. Next, multi-level inheritance. Grandfather, father, son, and so on, etc. Here, observe here. Here grandfather is superclass of father. Father playing double action. He is subclass of grandfather and superclass of son. Yeah, right. And he is playing double action. Subclass of grandfather and superclass of son. So he is the subclass of father. Subclass of father. Okay. So this is level 1, level 2, and so on, etc. Level by level inheritance. Here, grandfather has P1 property. Father has P1 plus P2. P1 is getting from his grandfather, P2 its own property. Son, P1 plus P2 plus P3. So here, that means in multi-level inheritance, one subclass can act as superclass for other class. Next, multiple inheritance. Father, mother, and so on, etc. In the sense, your father-in-law, mother-in-law, and so on, etc. You are the only one son. Okay. Father has P1 property. Mother has P2 property. Mother getting property from where? Not from his father. From his father. From her father. Just like in Telugu, పుట్టింటి నుంచి తెచ్చుకున్న ప్రాపర్టీ అన్నమాట P2. Okay. Father property goes to son. Mother property goes to father? No, it is not possible. Mother never gives his property to father. He only gives his property to his son. And you are also having your own property. P1, P2, P3. So here, creating only one subclass from many superclasses is called multiple inheritance. What is multiple inheritance? Creating only one subclass from multiple superclasses is called multiple inheritance. Next, hierarchical inheritance. Hierarchical inheritance means reverse of the multiple inheritance. That is, your father. Father has son 1, son 2, and so on, son n. So P1 property. Father shares his property. Son 1, P1 plus P2, P1 plus P3, and so on, P1 plus Pn. Here, multiple subclasses are created from only one superclass. Is called hierarchical inheritance. Last one, hybrid inheritance. Hybrid inheritance means combination of any two inheritances. For example, A, B, C, D. So, listen here. What is this dashed line? Hierarchical inheritance. What is this solid line? Multiple inheritance. Combining hybrid inheritance. So hybrid inheritance is nothing but combination of any two inheritances is called hybrid inheritance. So simply I am saying last time, first one, simple inheritance. Creating only one subclass from only one superclass is called simple inheritance. Multi-level inheritance. One subclass can act as superclass for other class is called multi-level inheritance. Multiple inheritance. Creating only one subclass from many superclasses is called multiple inheritance. Hierarchical inheritance. Creating many subclasses from only one superclass is called hierarchical inheritance. Hybrid inheritance. Combination of any two inheritances is called hybrid inheritance. So, what is the main advantage of inheritance? Reusability. Simply, come on, tell me, you and your father, single inheritance or simple inheritance. Your grandfather, your father, and you, what inheritance? Multi-level inheritance. Your father, mother, your uncle, aunt, and so on, etc. You are the only one. Which inheritance? Multiple inheritance. Hierarchical. Your father, you, your brother, your sister, and so on, etc. With which inheritance? Hierarchical inheritance. Combination, total your family. Which inheritance? Hybrid inheritance. That's it. This is about inheritance. Just briefly, I am giving once again what is what about these four things. These three things we will see in next class. First one, just 2 minutes. Object. Object is anything which has physical existence. Every object contains properties and every object performs actions. Properties are technically called variables. Actions are technically called as functions. This is class. What is class? Set of well-defined objects belongs to same group. Underline. Belongs to same group. Suresh, Ramesh, Naresh belongs to same group. Which group? Human being class. Tommy, Jimmy, these are dogs. These are belongs to dog class. Mahesh Babu, Junior NTR, Pawan Kalyan, this belongs to hero class. Sachin Tendulkar, Dhoni, Kohli, and so on, etc. Cricketers belongs to cricketer class. So can you give me one simple example? Shape is class or object? Shape is class. Why? Because we cannot see shape. This is a shape. This is a shape. This is a shape. What are these? Circle, triangle, rectangle, square. These are the what are these shapes? Circle is a shape. Triangle is a shape. Rectangle is a shape. So shape is a class. Circle, rectangle, triangle. These are the objects for shape class. I hope you understand very clearly. Right. Class contains physical existence? No. Class does not contain physical existence. Then how you can represent class? Simply by using object of that class. So what are the definitions of class and object? Class is nothing but set of well-defined objects belongs to same group is called class. Object is the representative of the class or instance of the class. A single class contains how many number of objects? A single class contains any number of objects. That's it. This is about object and class. Encapsulation, wrapping of variables and functions into single unit. Class definition is also same. So what you can say? Encapsulation. For encapsulation, class is an example. Encapsulation is implemented by using classes concept. What is abstraction? Hiding unnecessary data from the user is called abstraction. Nothing but without knowing background details of data, we can get the results by performing operations. So you just remember driver example. You can easily understand the abstraction. What is inheritance? Acquiring properties from one object to another object. Creating a new class from already existing class. Already existing class is called superclass. Newly created class is called subclass. In inheritance, subclass has its own properties as well as its parent properties. Just like you has your own properties and you are acquiring properties from your parent. So what is the advantage of inheritance? Code reusability. How many types? 5 types. Simple means creating a single subclass, only one subclass from only one superclass. What is multi-level? Creating one subclass can act as superclass for another class. What is multiple? Creating only one subclass from many superclasses. What is hierarchical? Creating many subclasses from only one superclass. What is hybrid inheritance? Combination of any two inheritances is called hybrid inheritance. Okay, fine. In next class, we will discuss about polymorphism, dynamic binding and message passing. Moreover, only one question. OOPS means object-oriented programming system. Is it a language? No, it is a concept. By using this concept, some languages were developed. So such type of languages are called object-oriented programming languages, just like C++, Java, VB.NET, C#.NET, and so on, etc. Right. Thank you. We will discuss about these things in next class.